God, I hate this game. I wish I didn't, really. Like, I grew up with the Turok games, and Turok 1 and 2 are still some of my favorites. And I really appreciate that Nightdive Studios has been remastering all of the Turok games. But so help me, when they announced that they were doing Turok 3, I was hoping that they were going to do more of a full remake than just a remaster. I wanted to see this game reach its true potential rather than just being a faithful port of a really bad game. Like, if people are going to call Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild DLC, then what does that make Turok 3? This game is loaded to the brim with assets used from Turok 1 and 2. I think there's maybe like one new enemy and one new weapon from the previous Turok games. But to give you just a little bit of a history lesson here, what happened with Acclaim Studios around the time that they were developing Turok 3 is the company was going bankrupt and it shows. Now, despite all the negative things that I say about Turok 3, because generally speaking, it's just a really boring game and only lasts for 3 hours for your first playthrough. But the facial animations of the characters was something very new and clearly expensive for the time. And the idea of having like a dual narrative play as two different characters throughout the campaign and it changes up where you end up going in the levels was really cool and ambitious. Problem is that the studio clearly didn't have the financing to back it up, nor the time to flesh it out. I would love to see the Turok franchise come back from the dead, as Nightdive Studios promised many years ago that they would make their own original game after remastering the classics. But I don't really know how far they're gonna go with it. Like, are they planning on remastering Turok Evolution next? Because that was even worse than Turok 3. I think my main issue with Turok 3 is the price. It was $40 Canadian for me, which is just way too expensive for a 3-hour game. But I guess when you think about it, this game cost the same as Stray and lasted just as long, but it's more of a video game than a walking simulator, and I had more fun with it despite my complaints. So yeah, as far as an arbitrary numeric score is concerned, I give this game a 5 times better than Stray.